Let's look at an example of how to use the kill chain model to defeat an exploit attempt. Businesses and individuals can be taken hostage by malware that locks up critical resources. An example of this is ransomware. Ransomware uses traditional malware attack vectors such as phishing emails and exploit kits to deliver the ransomware to a desktop. Once established, it takes over systems and stored data, encrypting their contents, denying access, and holding them hostage until a ransom is paid. Ransomware uses established public-private key cryptography so that the only way to recover the files is to either pay off the ransom or restore files from backups. Typically, if the ransom demand is paid, the attacker often, but not always, provides the decryption keys to restore access. Using the kill chain model, let's explore how we will attempt to detect and defeat ransomware. First, let's examine the kill chain model being applied to ransomware as depicted in Cisco's Ransomware Defense Validated Design Guide and Safe Design Guide. We know the term kill chain refers to the ability to block an attack at any stage. Let's discuss these stages as they are commonly understood across the industry by similar naming. Notice as we go through this where the attacker, infrastructure, and files play into the chain. Okay, first off is the recon stage. This is where the attacker gathers information needed to stage their activity. Attackers are scoping out the target to determine its vulnerable areas. Then in stage, also known in some cases as weaponization, this uses the information collected in the recon stage, and here attackers attempt to fool users into opening email attachments or clicking web links. The launch or delivery stage is where the staging sites redirect from trustworthy looking sites to sites where they can launch their exploit kits. In the exploit stage, this takes advantage of the fact that a user is at a compromised site already and their system is scanned for vulnerabilities, and then the attacker takes control of the system as a result of the exploit. In the install stage, once an exploit has taken control, a file or tool is installed on the user's system that will infect and decrypt the victim system. Now once infected, the installed malware calls home to a command and control server and can get keys to perform an encryption on the compromised system. In the persist phase, which is where the action is taken on the target, the files, drives, and even USB devices are encrypted, and the user is displayed a pop-up screen notifying them that they need to pay a ransom to regain access to their files. This condition can persist and over time even start deleting files until some of the ransom is paid. Also, this exploit kit can sometimes pivot to other systems. Now shown here is that same diagram we just discussed, plus how to take action to mitigate at each stage of the kill chain. Notice in the recon stage, we can implement next-generation firewalls or next-generation IPS systems. At the stage phase, we can employ some threat intelligence, such as knowledge about ransomware and communication vectors, etc. In the launch phase, there are several tools that can be deployed to mitigate this stage, such as DNS security, email and web security, and again, next-gen IPS here as well. In the exploit phase, in addition to firewall and IPS tools, we can also deploy network antivirus tools. And moving over to the install phase, host-based anti-malware can inspect files for ransomware and viruses, and can even quarantine and remove those files. In the callback stage, or command and control phase, DNS layer security can block known malicious domains and break that C2 callback link. And finally, in the persist phase, we can deploy network monitoring and flow-based analytics to identify and alert on abnormal traffic flow. Notice that some of the capabilities are utilized multiple times across the various stages. As taken from Cisco's Validated Design Guide, and I quote, "These capabilities work together to create several layers of defense, protecting an organization against threat and spread of ransomware," unquote. Additionally, you can refer to your printed student guide for more information on Cisco's guide for capabilities to mitigate at each stage.